There once was a traveler who had walked for many days, crossing quiet valleys and whispering forests, searching for something. They didn't know what, not exactly. But something inside them felt heavy, like a stone they could not set down. It had a name, this stone. Fear. Fear of failing. Fear of pain. Fear of being alone. Fear of not being enough. Fear of losing everything. One morning, the traveler reached the edge of a small village. The people there were kind, but their eyes looked often to the east, toward a tall and jagged mountain that cast a long shadow over the land. The traveler asked a man selling rice, "What lies beyond that mountain?" The man frowned. "No one knows. That mountain is cursed. All who try to cross it vanish. Some say there are beasts, some say it's the home of the gods who don't wish to be disturbed." "But has anyone ever come back?" the traveler asked. "Only one," the man said, and pointed to a quiet hut at the far end of the village. "The old monk, but he speaks in riddles." That evening, the traveler knocked on the door of the monk's hut. The monk was very old, with eyes like still water. The traveler asked him, "Did you cross the mountain?" The monk smiled gently and poured a cup of tea. "The mountain?" he said. "Ah, yes, I remember the mountain that wasn't there." The traveler blinked. "Wasn't there?" The monk handed them the tea and gestured to the floor. "Sit. I'll tell you what I remember, not with facts, but with truth." And so the monk spoke, and the traveler listened. He told of a time, many years ago, when he too had been afraid. Afraid of the world, of his thoughts, of death. Every day he looked at the mountain and thought, "If I can cross that, maybe I'll be free." So he set off, carrying nothing but fear and a small bag of rice. The path grew steep. The wind howled like a wolf in a storm. At night, strange sounds echoed through the canyons. Shapes moved in the mist. He thought he saw monsters, thought he heard the whispers of ghosts. One night he even turned back, but the mountain loomed behind him, no smaller than before. So he kept going. He climbed higher, until the trees thinned and the air grew thin. He stumbled, fell, bled, but he kept going. And then, one morning, something changed. The monk said he woke up and saw nothing around him but sky. The mountain was gone. No peak, no shadow, just clouds and wind and sunlight. He stood on a flat plain of stone, and he realized something that stopped him cold. The mountain had never been real. "What do you mean?" the traveler asked, confused. The monk leaned closer. "Fear builds mountains where there are none. It gives form to shadows. It carves cliffs from clouds. We believe we must conquer something outside ourselves, but what we truly fear lives in us." The traveler was quiet. The monk poured more tea. "When I stopped resisting the climb, when I stopped fighting the fear, the mountain vanished. I saw that fear was not a wall, but a mirror." The traveler asked, "So, how do I stop being afraid?" The monk smiled softly. Don't try to stop fear. Let it rise, let it pass. Greet it like an old friend at the door. Offer it tea, but do not let it drive your steps. Fear is a bird that lands on your shoulder. It will fly off when it's ready. Your job is to keep walking." The fire in the hearth crackled gently. The monk added, "What you fear is not the mountain. What you fear is that you are not enough to climb it. But you are not the climb, you are the path, you are the sky." The traveler stayed in the village one more night, and the next morning, when the sun touched the mountain's peak, they did not hesitate. They walked forward, not to conquer, not to escape, but to see. The people watched, holding their breath, and somewhere high above the clouds, the traveler laughed, because the mountain had begun to vanish. So now, I ask you, what fear have you made into a mountain? What monster waits only in the midst of your mind? And what if you simply walked without needing to be unafraid? What if you offered your fear a seat at the fire, but no place in your hands? Would you find, perhaps, that the mountain was never really there.